All right, welcome to our Uke Like the Pros lesson today. I'm Terry Carter, and we are doing the introduction to reggae with the Three Little Birds, and this is actually the chorus. We're going to actually work on the introduction and the chorus. But let me play a little for you. Let people log on. We are live, and then we'll talk a little bit about it. So here's what we're going to be playing today. One, two, three, four. Let me throw it on the screen for us. There it is. Time. So, Reggae Ukulele. I think it sounds pretty cool, don't you? So thank you for being here. Thank you for following and subscribing and sharing these videos and helping spread the word like Uke Like the Pros. Now don't forget, you can grab the music for this stuff. Let me get that off. And check out some of my other premium lessons and content at ukelikethepros.com. Also, because we're live, feel free to leave a comment, ask a question, check in, say hi. Whether you're watching it live or watching it later, feel free to do that, and I will get back to you, as I always do. And it makes me feel good when I see everybody out there check in. All right, so we have a little theory question for you today. And I kind of was a little evil in my way that I presented this. So this spells a word, and your goal is to figure out what word that spells. And the reason why I'm a little evil, because notice the notes, I put them pretty high up and some of them pretty low. So there's your music theory, music reading quiz for the day. Hopefully I don't forget like I normally do. If I do, we'll do it tomorrow lessons, but there's what we're looking at. Okay, now we're doing reggae music here. So the first thing to remember about reggae is that the guitar, or in this case the ukulele, is playing syncopated notes or on the offbeats. Okay? So in more traditional pop songs, we're very much right on those downbeats. Okay? Even blues. Very much on the downbeats. But now when we get to reggae music, especially what the ukulele is doing, is now it's hard to tell where the beat is without any backing track. But notice if I count in 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Offbeat, so in between the downbeats, so 1, 2, 3, and 4 being the downbeats, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and being the upbeats. The other thing that is important with ukulele reggae is we're not doing these full 4-string chords here. What we're doing is we're doing partial chords. So our first chord here in today's lesson, we only got 2 of them today, is our A chord. Now, instead of our traditional A chord here, open position A, we're doing this A here, and it's just like your G chord you do here, except we're slid up here to the 4th fret. So what I'm doing is my first finger is on the 3rd string 4th fret, and my 2nd finger is on the 1st string 4th fret, and then my 3rd finger here is on the 2nd string 5th fret. And then I have an X out on this string because I'm not going to play it. It's hard to play anyways because remember we're doing upstrokes, and so in order to hit all 4 strings of upstrokes, you kind of got to go real out of your way. So there's your first chord, A, without this 4th string. Now, it's all about the rhythm. So if I bring up the rhythm now, you'll see that on, where is it? Beat 1 here, you have an 8th note rest, silence. Then on the and of 1, you have your A chord, but it's going to be an upstroke. Notice that V indicating an upstroke. Now what I'm doing is I'm using my first finger here to just to strum up, and I'm right about where the ukulele neck and the body meet, and I'm just doing an upstroke. Whoops, wrong chord. Upstroke. Okay? So let's just try this on the screen, and then I'm going to help you out a little bit. 2, 3, 4, 1. And 2, and 3, and 4, and. Now, are you getting this sound? And what that sound is you're doing long notes. You're doing like quarter notes. Versus what I'm playing, short 8th notes. And that's how you see this rhythm here below me has 8th note rest followed by, that's that way, 8th notes. And so that rest in music means silence. So you want to stop the sound. Stop the sound. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, now without me saying anything, so it's actually quiet. 3, 4 and. So how am I achieving that silence, breaking up that chord? And all I'm doing here, because I'm not doing any kind of mute here with my right hand. All I'm doing is because I'm just playing all closed strings, meaning my fingers are on all these strings, and again I'm avoiding this 4th string. All I have to do is hit the chord, and again with an upstroke, and then if I just simply release the pressure of the chord, it stops the sound. Now I'm not taking my fingers off. I'm not taking them off because you'll get a little string noise still left. You're just playing and just simply releasing the pressure. And then the last thing I want to talk about before we practice this is when we do the upstroke, I only have to hit the bottom 2, maybe the bottom 3 strings, but it's just a flick up. There you go, see my hands. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. All right, so that's half the battle right there. What I want to do first is I want to play this as on the screen, but with a backing track, because that's really where it starts getting a little bit interesting, is can you play it in time with the backing track. All right, before we do that, I'm going to check in here and see how the Uke Like the Pros peeps are doing out in the world today. Of course, I am here in Los Angeles. This is day 3. I'm exhausted. Been sleeping on friends' couches and BS rooms and getting about 4 hours sleep a night, so I am exhausted and teaching 3 classes a day. So I am thankful but tired, and thankful tomorrow is Thursday and I get to go see my family. All right, so I see no questions at this point. I'll come back later and check that out. And what we have here is our backing track, and we're going to be playing just the A chord. Okay, so here we go. I'll count us in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pretty cool backing track, right? So if you notice, the bass, boom, is real heavy on 1 and 3. So boom, 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 do 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 do, while I'm playing on those off beats. Okay, so reggae really helps to have when you have a bass player or a drummer to give you where the downbeat is and where you're supposed to play. So let's do that again. I remember when I first started playing reggae back when I was in college, and it was more difficult than I feel like it is now. But so that's why I want to try this again. So lock into that rhythm. 2, 3, 4. Move around a little bit. You got it. Find the beat. All right, so that's just one chord, but what I want to do is I want to work on the chorus for this song. And so we're going to add an additional chord here, which is our D chord. All right, and so the one D chord that I want to use is this partial bar chord up here on the 5th fret. I don't want to use our open position one. I want to use this one up here. And I actually want to do all 4 strings. So what I'm doing is I'm barring strings 1 and 2 at the 5th fret. Then I'm going to add my 2nd finger to the 3rd string, 6th fret. Then I'm going to add my 3rd finger to the 4th string, 7th fret. Now, I'm not going to play this 4th string right here. I'm going to leave it not, but I prefer just to have it on there in case I accidentally do hit it. At least the note is right, as opposed to if it was off and I accidentally hit that note. That G kind of sticks out a little bit. So I'm just going to play this one, but again, it's just going to be a flick up. So I should really only be hitting strings 2 and 3 anyways. So let's do this same rhythm here that I have on the screen, but with the D chord now. 2, no backing track, 3 and 4 and. Notice those short little stabs on what we're doing. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Yeah, so sometimes I notice that I'll maybe on the downstroke I'll hit the strings, then kind of have a mute. So it's like 1 and 2 and. That's all right. I don't think you need to do that. It's actually cleaner if you don't. So if you just do. So it's cleaner if you don't, but I just kind of get in the habit of doing that from time to time. So if you notice that. Okay, so now what the progression is going to be, and I'll leave that D up for a second here, is going to be 2 bars of A, a bar of D, and then back to a bar of A. Okay? So I'm actually going to take the chords out of here now. Take up too much space. All right, there we go. Here we go. So let's try now what's on the screen. No backing track yet. 3, 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, 3. Now we go to the D chord. And back to the A chord. Now you repeat the whole thing, and then go back to A. And 4, and 1, and 2, and 3. Now to the D chord. Back to A. And then you just repeat that. And this is the chorus to the song. So it's don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing gonna be alright now. So it's a chorus, 3 little birds singing, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing gonna be alright now. Alright, and that's how that goes. Okay, let's go ahead now and do it with the backing track. I'm going to check in again and see who's here. I don't want to miss anybody. It's like there's a delay in when you post a hi and when I receive it. So, okay, so we're good. I see a few people here. So thank you all for watching. All right, so here we go. We're gonna go back to our backing track here. And we're going to do 3 little birds here, but we're gonna do this, what's on the screen, and I think we do it like 8 times. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the A. Now we'll repeat it again. Here we go. A. To the D. That's the A. Don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright now. Singing, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright now. Alright, so there's one time through with the backing track. Why don't we do it one more time? What the heck, it's so fun to do. And we'll do the same thing again. So we're playing this progression on the screen here 4 times, but before we get to that, we had a little music theory, music reading quiz here earlier. And the answer to this question is, now that you've had some time to look at it, let's go over it. We got first note, B, 3rd space up, every good boy, that's a B. And then this bad one right here goes all the way up those ledger lines. And so you got to count all the way up. Even though it's a ledger line, you still got to count the line of space. So if we take our highest note on the line of the staff, every good boy does fine, that's the F. We move it up to the next space, that's G. First ledger line is A. Next space is B. Second ledger line, C. Next space, D. And then that 3rd ledger line where that note is sitting is E. So we got B, E. So we only got so many words that start with B, E that fit into our musical alphabet. And then the 3rd one, notice, is below the staff. And so the lowest note on the staff is E. Every good boy does fine, E. Now when you go lower, you still go line, space, except you got to go backwards alphabetically. So if we got E on the first line, move it down to the first space is D. Move it down to the first ledger line is C, or middle C. Move it down to the next space is B, and then move it to the note we're at on the second ledger line, and that's A. So we got B, E, A. I can name that word in three letters. Well, what's the last one? That's on the 4th line, which is every good boy does. So our fancy word of the day, bead, B-E-A-D. So hopefully you got that before I gave it to you, but there it is. Hope you did well. All right, without further ado, our last jam here. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, here we go. And to the D. Got to A. Now repeat. Now if we come in singing here, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright now. Singing, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright now. Well, that's going to do it for me, Terry Carter, and Uke Like the Pros for our lesson today. I thank you for being here, and I will see you in the next lesson.